Witchfire, what is it and why am I having so much fun as a Destiny player? First off, let's get off the hook. Witchfire isn't trying to be a Destiny killer. It's something more interesting. It's an extraction roguelike built by developers who have managed to recreate what we call the Bungie feel. What is the Bungie feel, you ask? Getting those sweet headshots with Ace of Spades and hearing that succulent Memento Mori reload? Bungie feel. Unloading those 50 cal Xenophage shots into Fallen and hearing their little inside booty cheeks clap to the ground? Bungie feel. Mowing down enemies with a year 1 blue SMG that looks like Recluse that no one ever, never, probably ever used? Bungie feel. And this is exactly also what makes Witchfire so special. Like the devs just straight up understood the assignment. Just look at this gun called Hunger. It's basically like I'm shooting Ace but pulled from the Dark Age. It's got that same weight that's behind every shot and that same satisfaction that we've spent thousands of hours chasing in the solar system of Destiny. Here's the thing, that Bungie feel is in no means an accident, or some strange glazing that people do of an indie game. They are led by Adrian Kimulash. He and many others in the small astronaut team worked on games like Painkiller and Bulletstorm. Both these games with their flaws were still renowned on their prestige gunplay. These devs are veterans of the power fantasy. Painkiller at the time was the gold standard for making guns feel like they were actually punching through hordes of enemies. And they brought this feeling to Witchfire. When they started on the development of Witchfire, they quite literally looked at the Destiny gameplay and saw what worked. They quite literally have this meme on the astronaut website. They aren't just fans of the genre, they have looked at the past 20 years of this and removed all of the live service requirements that a lot of games are doing and have created a really fun experience. They've pretty much become masters of their trade. So now you know the gunplay is amazing. How engaging is the actual gameplay? You start off in the Hematorium where you decide your loadout for the run. Once you're ready, you head to the portal and decide on what map you want to play on. Every map varies in difficulties, but they're all wide open with stunning environments. Pulling up the map during a run, you'll be able to see various encounters marked around the map. When you clear an area, you'll be rewarded with, of course, loot, like Witchfire, which you use to level similar to Souls-like games, but also you'll be able to choose an Arcana. This is the main roguelike aspect of this game. There'll be 7 upgrades in a run you'll earn from clearing different areas. These buffs can differ from simple bonus health to making enemies drop orbs of flaming fire that burn nearby enemies. Once you start getting these Arcanas stacked up, you start to feel really unbeatable. Roguelikes often also turn people off because of the RNG factor, but this game has things called prophecies. What this does is it allows you to input a prophecy on a certain row of upgrades. Say I put one on the first row, that will be the first type of Arcana I get on that run. The prophecy could be, say, something like Prophecy of Firearms. That will make that row give me buffs related to potency of my weapon. Witchfire isn't just a power fantasy that you get for free though. The world actually will fight back. There's a mechanic called the Calamity. Think of it as the world's aggro meter. If you're playing too aggressively or if you get spotted by certain enemies, the witch triggers a localized apocalypse. The weather shifts, the music gets intense, and a horde of enemies starts hunting you down. It's a terrifying moment that forces you to change your plan instantly. Do you stand your ground and try to break the curse for a huge reward, or do you tuck tail and try to find an exit? Which leads to the actual extraction aspect of this game. In most shooters, you play until the mission tells you it's over. Witchfire, you decide when it's over. Do you want to keep your progress and your currency? Or do you get greedy and try to clear one more camp but die and losing everything you gathered in that run? It creates this really strong tension. You keep asking yourself, am I strong enough to keep going? Or should I just get out of here? When you get back to the hub, you can use all the stuff you get from the run, and then upgrade, get guns, and then head back in. Only this time, you have better stuff. All this stuff, you might ask, that you bring in? Well, it starts with the guns. Every gun has a Mysterium level. Level 1 usually gives you a basic perk to the gun, while 2 and 3 build upon that perk and take the gun to the next level. Another part of this game I haven't touched on yet is the spells. You have a light spell and a heavy spell. Light spells are normally used for quick crowd control, while heavy spells are usually a delete button. Spells also follow the Mysterium level like the guns. Magical artifacts are where the in-depth part of your builds really kicks in. You have 3 slots for magical items: relics, fetishes, and rings. These aren't just stat boosters though, they define your playstyle and give you exotic-like perks to your playstyle. When you bring all of this together, stuff starts to get really nuts, especially seeing as how different elements work together in different ways, like decay and fire combining together to do massive tick damage. Now that you've got your guns, spells, and artifacts, you can further upgrade your character through the attributes and rosary beads. When you level up at the Ascension Shrine, it's like a Souls game where you spend the currency called Witchfire to level your character, giving an attribute point every level. You can put points into 6 main categories: flesh, blood, mind, witchery, arsenal, and faith. Now, here is the cool part. As you level up these attributes, you unlock the ability to equip rosary beads. Rosary beads are the further passive buffs to your build. You can eventually equip up to 5 of these, but they have stat requirements. For example, if you want to use the sprint bead, you need to have a high blood stat. There is pretty much a bead for everything. Finally, there's the Gnosis. This is a difficulty system you control. The world doesn't get harder just because you leveled up. It only gets harder when you're ready to study the next rank of the occult. It gives you total autonomy over the challenge. In my opinion, Witchfire is the perfect break from Destiny. In no means do I think it will replace Destiny with Witchfire, but more like a companion game I can play during Destiny content droughts, or if I'm just looking for a quick fix of 10-minute Destiny fun. This game, I feel, has not gotten the recognition it deserves, even though it's not fully out yet. The set released next year with more content and a full written story on the roadmap. The devs seem to have a burning passion for their game, and I'm really excited to see where it can go. Anyways, alrighty, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you've played Witchfire, tell me your favorite gun in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.